Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
Want to create your own app for users of millions of Intel Atom processor-based devices? Well, our next guest can tell you how to do just that, just like our very own Horatio did for the Into Tomorrow app. He is the community manager for the Intel AppUp Developer Program, Bob Duffy. Bob, welcome Into Tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. A lot of fun things are going on. First of all, remind our listeners, though, that might not be familiar with the Intel AppUp program, what that's all about and what that means.
Sure. The AppUp Developer Program is one side of a coin for the AppUp.com store. So we have a store that's targeting PC devices, netbooks, notebook computers on the Windows 7 operating system, as well as MeeGo operating system. So if you think of what Apple's doing with iTunes or Android Marketplace, where you can get apps for consumer electronic devices, this is an app store for PC devices as well. So the App Developer Program is a program that's helping developers get their applications ported from those other devices to netbooks and PCs, or for developers who are interested in developing from scratch to get those applications into our store.
Ah, very cool. So do you actually help folks that maybe up to now only deal with maybe the I platform or something of that nature, or only Android, and they're saying, I know I've got to be multi-platform if I'm a true app developer. Do you sort of help move them over to also learn how to get involved with the AppUp program?
Yeah, we do a lot of work like that, and actually those are the kinds of developers that we really like, because we consider ourselves a multiple platform store and system. So we work with a lot of iOS developers, Android developers, to look at how they're coding their app, whether they're coding it using Apple libraries, or maybe they're using something like Flash or Air, or maybe they're using Java for Android, and find the best path for them to get onto one of our devices.
Cool, and you do make it easy for them to do that. Why AppUp? What does that mean?
Well, geez, there's a lot of ways to answer that. So AppUp is really a store framework. So don't think of it as for one device like you might think of for iPhone or iPad. Think of the continuum of devices from phones to tablets to netbooks to PCs. Now we've got Ultrabooks that we're talking about here. We're going to be looking at Windows 8 devices as well that are going to be coming down the line. There's also set-top boxes, TVs, in-car entertainment. So all of these things that do computing need an app store. And so what Intel is doing is enabling an ecosystem to distribute and create apps out to all of these devices. And so far today, we have 20 affiliate partners who have their own AppUp store. So companies like Best Buy or Walmart or Dixon's or Tiger Direct have an AppUp store, and you can go to walmart.com/AppUp and get an app store for your device that you bought from Walmart.
Oh, okay, cool. So would everything that's available in the AppUp Center be available in those app stores as well, or is it only things that they choose?
Everything is available in each one of those stores. The affiliate can choose to curate their apps or promote certain apps at certain times.
Oh, okay.
And that's one thing for consumers. If they're looking to get an app store or to get apps like an Angry Birds or, say, a Fruit Ninja, they can go to Best Buy or Walmart and see what kind of promotions they have, because each one of those different affiliate stores may have a different promotion for some kind of apps.
Oh, okay. What are you seeing, Bob, as developers getting most excited about these days? Is it HTML5? Is it this whole continuum thing that we hear a lot about, computing continuum in many ways? What's got most of the developers pumped?
Well, I think a lot of developers are still interested in the tablet segment. That's one thing that they're still trying to figure out right now. What we've seen is there was computing and development for PCs, and then there's computing and development for phones. The tablet kind of makes it somewhere in the middle. And now that developers are saying, you know what, I can go from one to the next. If I'm developing for a PC, it's a little easier to get down to a tablet, and the same in the other direction. So what they're starting to think about is, I can get my app on so many different devices now, and they're excited about the different ways that they can do that. One way that you mentioned is HTML5, and people think of HTML5 as an app that runs in a browser, something that you might run in Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer.
Yeah, 'cause the whole HTML thing, we've always known that as browser stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. But actually, HTML5 does not need to be in the browser. It can actually exist out of the browser, and it can also talk to your local device. So you can develop applications that are device-aware, context aware, so that when you get an HTML5 application on a phone, it adjusts itself appropriately for that, or on a, say, a TV, then it adjusts itself for that environment as well.
Wow, and how hard is it to adjust for those environments? Because I know H on our team, who's our app developer, can kind of pull his hair out sometimes when you go from an Android phone to an Android tablet, and it's not just blowing everything up. You really have to develop properly so that it will work on these various platforms.
Yeah, and we're working on educating our developers around that so that they understand what to think about. Is you don't think about and set pixels anymore. You have to be thinking of developing high-resolution artwork that can scale across devices. And some of the people who are best suited for this right now are actually web developers, because they've been dealing with this for a while, as they realize that if I'm going to develop a web application, I don't know exactly what screen that's going to be on. So they work with CSS templating in order to redefine the experience based upon either the browser or the device. And that's the same exact approach that we're teaching developers today to build applications for multiple devices.
Got it. In our remaining 30 seconds, other than the Into Tomorrow app that's in the Intel AppUp Center, what are a couple of your favorites that are standouts that you figure everybody should have?
Well, you know, one of my favorite games is something called Ancient Frog. I just love this application, and it's on iPhone as well. You just drag this frog's feet and legs across a leaf in order for him to eat a fly, and how you can move him to that fly gets more and more difficult as time goes on, so that's interesting.
Okay.
Another great app that I like is Shuffler, and Shuffler is a social media app that will aggregate all the video that your friends have been sharing. So if a friend has been sharing stuff on Facebook, or if they've been sharing it on Twitter, you now get an aggregated feed of all the great video that your friends have shared.
Oh, love it. Well, if you're a developer or want to be and join Bob and what his community is working on, you certainly want to hit appdeveloper.intel.com. And for the rest of us, you want to check out AppUp.com, AppUp.com. Pleasure to have you with us. I hope we can connect again when we've got more time to get more in-depth into some of the fun things, especially, as you said, on so many devices, from a smartphone to a TV and all in between. There's a lot going on.
Well, thanks, Dave.
Our pleasure. We're back with more from San Francisco in the Intel Developer Forum. I'm Dave Graveline on the Advanced Media Network. Be sure to hit us up at intotomorrow.com.